Dawn of Majesty comes out in the TCG in about 2 weeks, and to celebrate its release, I wanted to do some videos with some of the cards that are coming out in that set, such as the new Starter / Majestic support and the Beat Troopers as well. The Beat Troopers take Insectors to like a whole new level. That new Armor Horn Link 2 that they have is absolutely insane, and it makes them crazy. Like, just the fact that you can get an additional normal summon for another Insector Dragonfly is crazy. For people who didn't see it, I made a discussion video on the new Beat Troopers, and in that video I just said this is basically Insector support, and in my Day Zero combo video is another video I made. It just proved that point, because I did so many insane things with Insectors in that video, and I didn't even have a finished end point for that combo, but I could already tell what I was doing was absolutely absurd. But in this video, I want to do a deck profile on the new, including, this is just going to be a junk speeder deck, but includes the new Majestic / Starter support, because those new cards are like really, really good. Most of them actually make the deck really, really strong. Also, I will be doing some beginner combos and some more advanced combos for this deck as well in the future, but right now I just want to focus on the deck profile. So I'm not going to go through every card. I think you guys can see on the screen. In terms of the new cards from Dawn of Majesty, they got a really big boost. We're using the new Starter Synchron, we're using Arriving Miracle, we're using Wish Converging Dragon, we're also using the Majestic Mirage and the Synchro Overtake, and the extra we're using the new Majestic Shooting Star Dragon. Out of the new cards, the ones that we're not using, Stardust Trail, Stardust Illuminate, and Majestic Absorption, they're not bad cards, but for what we're trying to do, in testing, they weren't that great. Like, Stardust Illuminate, just being a Foolish, wasn't really that strong. I would prefer, if it was a Rhoda or a Foolish Burial, that would make the card a lot stronger. The secondary effect of Special Summon a Stardust isn't that big a deal, because the one that you can, all the ones that you can either Foolish to the grave, they all have Special Summoning effects anyway, so it's like, Special Summoning really actually doesn't help, because Junk Speeder can already summon Starter Synchron from your deck anyways and get a search there, so it was very weak. Same with Stardust Trail. It's not a bad card, but we just don't need it. Majestic Absorption is a really, really strong card. However, the issue with that is just win more. Like, all of the effects, like the effect that you can just equip an opponent's monster to is amazing because it doesn't target and it doesn't send to the grave. So effects for monsters that need to float won't activate because it's in the spell and trap zone, so that's amazing. However, it's just a win more card in a deck that really doesn't need it. So for the good cards though, like I said, Starter Synchron is really, really good because we finally have a good level 4 Synchron tuner that Junk Speeder can summon. Before, you would summon things like Bri Synchron, Hyper Synchron, and they weren't that great. You just needed them because they were level 4. But now with Starter Synchron, it makes the deck absolutely amazing. We're using 2 Wish Converting Dragon just because sometimes you draw the other one, and even though Arriving Miracle will let you stack another Wish Converting Dragon, sometimes we don't have enough cards because if you're playing 2, if you draw the Wish Converting Dragon, you don't have to stack the one on your hand and take a -1. You can just stack the one in your from your deck on top of your deck, and then you can use, since we're summoning Brotar off the Wish Converting Dragon, we can just discard the Wish Converting Dragon in our hand, so that's something we can do there. Arriving Miracle is really, really strong. It's the thing that you want to search our Starter Synchron all the time. What it does is it lets you stack the Wish Converting Dragon on top of your deck, so when you synchro your Stardust Dragon, you'll be able to draw the Wish Converting Dragon, activate the effect, summon Brotar, and just, do some more good stuff. You get some pluses off that. And the fact that it just lets you special summon another tuner from your hand is like something that it does come up sometimes, but you will have some like opportunities where you can synchro climb if you do need to summon a tuner from your hand, so that's nice. It's the fact that it prevents your Majestics from returning to the extra deck isn't that useful here. However, if you did want to summon the original Majestic Star Dragon, it won't return to the extra deck, and then you can have an Omni Negate and a board wipe. So that's pretty strong, but for what I want to do, it wasn't that good. In testing, it was just very weak. The new Majestic Shooting Star Dragon is a lot better. The last effect is what you really want out of the new Synchro. Basically, he's an Omni Negate that banishes, and the card he negates, it gets banished, so it doesn't hit the grave, which is really nice because, there are a lot of cards that float that would like to hit the grave to activate their effect. So that's really nice, and it combos really nicely with the trap Majestic Mirage. This was another really strong card in testing. If you open Arriving Miracle, then Starter Synchron really has nothing good to search, so that's where Majestic Mirage comes in. This card was absolutely amazing. Basically, if a Majestic monster leaves the field for its own effect, you can just special summon that monster again, and then you get another Omni Negate, because Majestic Shooting Star Dragon's effect to negate something isn't once per turn. It isn't a hard once per turn, it's a soft once per turn, so for as many copies as you have, so that's really nice. So you're playing it because, mostly because if you draw the Arriving Miracle, Starter Synchron has something else to search, and it's another really strong card. Having 2 Omni Negate to its Majestic Shooting Star Dragon is really, really good. Now, in the side deck, there are the three cards from Dawn of Majesty that we aren't using. However, there are also two other cards. It's Baroness de Fleur and Necrosynchron. These cards are really, really good. We were supposed to get them in July in the Synchro Storm Duelist pack. However, that got pushed way far back into 2022. We won't be getting these for a long time. So it's really sad because these cards are really good. Baroness de Fleur is an insane card. It's an Omni Negate. It can also pop a card once per turn during your turn, and it can also bring back any level 9 or lower monster from your graveyard. So if you use up the Omni Negate for this, all you gotta do is bring back a level 8 Synchro, summon another level 2 tuner, or like any level tuner, and then Synchro and make Baroness de Fleur again, so you get another Omni Negate, which is insane. Necrosynchron is really, really strong. The only effect that we really use, we don't use the effect if it's sent to the graveyard for a wind Synchro monster to summon a plant from our deck, because we aren't playing any of those. It's kind of more bricky and we don't really need it. However, the fact it can change itself from level 2 to 4 is really, really nice, because you can use things like one-shot booster and Jester Confident and then immediately make Chunk Speeder. So that would be really strong. Unfortunately, we're not going to get these cards until 2022. So yeah, it's a really ways off. And this is just a TCG version because, you know, I know some of you guys want to use these cards that will be coming out soon in a deck. Like, currently you don't want to wait like 6 months, and that's understandable. Another really strong new card in this deck that we're using from Dawn of Majesty is Synchro Overtake. This card's absolutely insane in Junk Speeder. For most Synchro decks, they won't be able to use this because the issue with Synchro Overtake, you need a tuner monster that's specifically listed as material. Most other Synchro decks won't be able to do that because they use a lot of generic Synchros. However, we're using, it's really good in this because you can summon Junk Synchron or add to your hand off of Synchro Overtake by revealing Junk Warrior in our extra deck. We're using him so we can make use of Synchro Overtake. And then if you need a tuner to discard for Junk Converter so you can add another Junk Synchron in your hand, you just add and discard the Junk Synchron that you got off Synchro Overtake, and then normal summon the Junk Synchron and make Junk Speeder. You know, it's amazing. Synchro Overtake is really good in this deck. Some other techs that we're using here are Synchro Carrier, just in case you don't open the Junk Converter and you need a way to get two monsters. Like if you open Junk Synchron and Junk, or a Doppel Warrior, that's not a play because you can't bring them out both. However, if you do the Synchron Carrier, you can just normal summon the Synchron Carrier, get back the Junk Synchron, make Junk Speeder, and that's a play. You can also do some interesting things like Cyber Synchron and Synchron Carrier, because Cyber Synchron can increase the monster's level by whatever the target is. So you can target Junk or Synchron Carrier with Cyber Synchron, and then add 2 levels, and then that's 5, so you can make Junk Speeder, which is really nice. Another tech that we're using here is different Dimension Return. DDR is really, really good in this deck off Power Tool, because Power Tool will ensure that you either get Living Fossil or DDR, which if you get DDR, that means you get one more Omega. If you get Living Fossil, that means you get to end the combo with another Synchro, kind of like a Crystal Wing or a Cosmic Blazer Dragon. So both of those cards are really good. It doesn't matter which one we get, as long as we're getting one of them, we get some more impact. So this is just the deck. I was really happy with how it performs. I'll be doing some more combo videos in the future with some basic beginner combos and some more advanced combos. Like I said, Dawn of Majesty comes out in about 2 weeks, so I just want to do a bunch of videos with the new Stardust and the Majestic support, as well as I'm going to be doing some more videos with Insectors and the Bee Troopers.